What is up, guys? Hope you're doing well. In this video, I'll be going over some of the features of my Savage Model 10 in MDT's LSS-XL Gen 2 chassis system and my thoughts on the gun and the chassis itself. Now, just to give you an overview of the rifle, this is a muzzle brake I got off eBay. It was only like 40 bucks. Moving on to the fore end, I have a Harris bipod on here. This one does have the tilt, and then the scope on here is a Vortex Diamondback HP 4-16x. It's a decent scope for the money. It's not the best, but it gets the job done. And then I have a Polymer MDT Magazine for the short action. This gun is chambered in 308. And then towards the back, I have the Skeleton V4 buttstock, and then the Ergo Deluxe tactical pistol grip. Now, I've owned the Savage 10 for just less than a year now, and the chassis has only been on there for about 2 months. The rifle was fun to shoot, but the ergonomics of the rifle were subpar at best. With traditional rifle stocks like this one, the grip angle is faced horizontally, which doesn't give you the best fine adjustment when you're aiming. In addition, the length of pull and comb height are fixed to one position. In order to precisely adjust to your specific needs, you either have to add extra thickness to the butt pad or install a bolt-on cheek riser and change the height of your scope rings. So having a chassis system like the LSS lets me adjust my length of pull and my comb height. My LSS-XL is in MDT's flat dark earth with their Skeleton Stock V4 to match. Installation is super simple. On the Savage 10 stock, you can see there's a screw here, a screw here, and a screw here. This last one just holds the trigger guard in place, but these two actually bolt into your action. All you have to do is remove them and then drop the action into the chassis. Now, these two bolts are not held in by anything at the moment. That is why I have them taped on. Now, to complete the chassis system, you do need to buy a few extra parts, including a pistol grip, buttstock, and magazine. The pistol grip I have is the Ergo Deluxe tactical grip with their flat top. I highly recommend this grip to any precision rifle setup. It's molded and textured, so it feels amazing to hold compared to traditional plasticky style pistol grips. You also need to make sure the pistol grip actually has a flat top. The one with beaver tails will work if you cut off the beaver tail. I chose to go with MDT Skeleton Stock to match the rest of the rifle, but you can choose any stock you want. The LSS-XL Gen 2 is actually sold in 2 different configurations. One that takes fixed stocks like this one, and another one that takes traditional AR style buffer tubes. The two are actually machined into the chassis itself, so you will not be able to change your mind down the road. MDT used to offer an adapter that would allow you to use AR-15 buttstocks on their Gen 1, but I don't know if they'll be offering it for the Gen 2. So starting at the back of the rifle, I actually got this as a blemish model. But so far I haven't seen any visual imperfections with it. The Skeleton Stock has an adjustable length of pull with this knob here, and then an adjustable comb height with this knob here. The bottom of the buttstock actually has 2 screws, one here, where you can attach a Picatinny rail if you are running something like a monopod. Now, in addition to the length of pull adjustment and the comb height adjustment, the back of this buttstock actually cants. So if you remove this hex key here, you can turn this left or right. Installation of the buttstock is super simple as well. The stock actually comes with a mini buffer tube that you screw into the chassis itself, and then this bolt here that screws into the buffer tube. Now, you do need an Allen wrench or a hex key with a right angle on it, preferably one with a shorter top and a longer end. The opening is only about 1.25 to 1.5 inches wide here. In addition to all the adjustments, the Skeleton Stock actually comes with QD mounts, one here and then on the other side as well, depending on which side you want to run a sling. Moving on to the chassis itself, it does have a few key features that make the chassis unique. The first one is this thumb groove here, and it is on both sides depending on which hand you use to shoot. Like most chassis, this one accepts AICS pattern magazines, and the one I have here is by MDT. It is their 10-round polymer magazine. Now, one unique thing about the magwell itself is the insides are actually recessed, so if you have magazines that are a little bit wider, they should fit with no problem. The mag release itself is also ambidextrous, so depending on what side you shoot with, you should be able to release the magazine no problem. The front of the mag well is actually unique as well. So these grooves aren't just for looks. They are used for barricades, so if you're pushing the gun against sandbags or wood, it should help grip whatever platform you're using much better. Moving on to the fore end. The fore end is a free floating fore end, and it does accept M-LOK accessories. So the M-LOK cutouts are on the sides, and then there's one on the bottom and then two on each side. In addition to the M-LOK cutouts, the chassis comes with a sling swivel. So if you are running bipods, the one I have here is a Harris bipod. You can attach that without any additional accessories. The bottom does have cutouts for M-LOK, so if you wanted to add a Picatinny and use an Atlas bipod, you can do that as well. Now the LSS name actually stands for a lightweight sniper system, and although the entire package is fairly light, you do notice the weight difference between having the gun in this chassis system compared to the AccuStock that comes with the Savage 10. Keep in mind, this is with a scope and a sunshade, and I do have a big muzzle brake on there as well. Overall, my setup comes in at about 12.6 pounds. Compare that to the factory Savage 10 with the AccuStock, which weighs in at 8.7 pounds. So if you add in the scope and add in the muzzle brake and the bipod, it's only a pound or two heavier than stock. So the benefit of having that extra weight is definitely the stability and reduction in recoil. Immediately I noticed just how little recoil this gun has compared to the AccuStock that came with the Savage. Having a big fat muzzle brake definitely helps. Since the chassis is machined fully out of aluminum, there's less play when compared to the AccuStock. MDT claims that the chassis will increase accuracy up to 21%. I'm not really sure where they came up with that number, but I guarantee you will shoot better with this chassis. The combination of the pistol grip, which allows for much finer and precise aim, and the stability of the full aluminum body will definitely help you shoot better. The LSS-XL Gen 2 is available for the Remington short action and long action, Savage short action and long action, Tikka T3 short action and long action, Howa 1500 short action and long action, Ruger American short, and the Lithgow 102 short action. It comes in at a price of $499 US for the chassis itself and $289.99 for the Skeleton Stock V4. So with the combined total, it will run you about $800. In addition to the chassis and the buttstock, you will need a pistol grip and a magazine. MDT's Polymer Magazine comes in at $39.99, but you can use Magpul AICS pattern mags or any AICS pattern mags. Now obviously, depending on what deals you can get on the rifle itself, along with the parts to go with it, it will change the total build of the price. If you were to build this exact rifle without any discounts, the total cost would run about $1,950 to $2,000. Now I did not pay anywhere close to that price. MDT does run a Black Friday sale every year, so I managed to pick up the chassis for $299 and then the blemished skeleton stock for $145, essentially making the cost of the chassis and the buttstock the same as if you were to pay full price for the chassis alone. I also got the Savage Model 10 on sale with a rebate from Savage, which saved me about $100 or so. So if you're looking into getting the chassis, I highly recommend waiting for MDT's Black Friday sale or look for blemished items. They do have those on the website quite often. All in all, I'm thoroughly impressed with the quality and reliability of the LSS-XL Gen 2. Plus, it just looks cool to look at. I have no complaints about the chassis, and MDT service has been nothing but perfect. Every time I've talked to them through Facebook or through email, they've been quick about getting responses to me. MDT actually offers higher end options, including the ESS and the TAC-21, but in my opinion, the LSS is at the perfect price range for most shooters. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions about the chassis, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Till next time.